welcome to my channel. I'm Maria, aka Agape Love Girl. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me, and I'm going to also be doing a hot takes video. Now this video was inspired directly exactly from Emily Noel. Now I actually just watched her video yesterday and I was instantly intrigued and thought to myself I would love to also do kind of a reaction and responding to hot takes as well. And I thought about asking you guys to share yours with me, but I also just really wanted to respond to the hot takes that she got in her video. So for this video I'm actually going to be responding to the very same ones she did. So if you want to see her responses and answers and things like that to these, definitely go check her out. I'm sure many of you guys already are subscribed to her and follow her, so you've probably already seen this. If not, I will link her channel and that video in the description box, so please definitely go check her out. I'm not going to talk about the products, but I will list everything I use in the description box. So with that, let's go ahead and get into it. So I guess before we really dive in, for those who don't know what a hot take is, it's just described as bold statements, observations, and maybe unpopular opinions that people have, and these are going to be concerning the beauty community, makeup in general, or just YouTube beauty influencers and things like that. So I pretty much just screenshot a lot of the ones she had from her video, but I'm not going to be doing every single one of them. So with that, let's go ahead and get into the first one that I have here. And this is a long one. Glitter and colors don't have an age limit. If I feel like wearing sparkly blue on my eyes when I'm 55, I'm going to. You can put non-mattes in your crease. Makeup is not an excuse to be late to things, that's just rude. And high-end products are stupidly overpriced. Oh, I really love this one. So let's just start off with the first one that she had about glitter and colorful makeup not having an age limit. I absolutely so agree with that. I actually mentioned this in my, I'm pretty sure it was my not your basic booty guru tag that I did. I was talking about how there's this stereotype that glittery makeup is only for like little girls or strippers, basically. I feel like there's just this crazy stereotype about glitter, and then more recently like really colorful makeup, that once you hit a certain age you're not allowed to wear it, or it's just not acceptable. And I just think that's such garbage. I mean, if you guys know me, you know that I absolutely love glitter. I just really don't think there's an age limit for that kind of thing, so I definitely get frustrated seeing people say that. I think glitter is for everybody. If you like it, wear it and rock it with pride. Don't be worried that you're too old to wear or do something. You can put non-mattes in your crease. I definitely agree with this as well. It's just in general, like the whole rules of things, it can be very frustrating. I know like makeup rules were kind of put into place of what's going to be the most flattering and things like that. And yeah, sometimes shimmers in your crease are not always the most flattering. But that doesn't mean you should be like, oh, it's not allowed, it's taboo. And I feel like there is a time on my channel where I've said that too, like shimmery shades should not necessarily go in the crease. And someone made a comment and was like, oh, I do that, maybe I should stop. And it was at that point that I stopped to think and was like, you know what, that was silly of me to say. And after that, I stopped saying it because I was like, you know what, it really doesn't matter. If that's what you do and that's what you like, who am I to say like, oh, after you're a certain age, you shouldn't be doing that, or just in general shouldn't be doing that. It just seems so silly. And I do non-mattes in my crease, not often, but you know, I totally will use non-mattes in the crease and there's nothing wrong with it. There are some times with certain shimmer shades that I think can tend to make even my eyes, which I am 35, so but I feel like there are some shades that can make my eyelids look a little bit crepey and not as flattering as say a matte shade. But if that's a style or look that you like, who am I to say like you're not allowed to do that? You know what I mean? So the next one, makeup is not an excuse to be late to things, that's just rude. I kind of think that goes with the phrase like, you know how there's like, are there like t-shirts or memes that say like, sorry I was late, like, but do you see my eyeliner or something like that? And I've always like laughed at those kind of memes because I mean they are funny, but like, does anybody actually truly like do that? Are people actually like late to things because of their makeup? They're putting more importance on their makeup? I don't know, I always just thought it was a joke, but if people are really doing that, I mean, yeah, I mean, kind of reevaluate things. And then the last one, high-end products are stupidly overpriced. I agree. I feel like some makeup products are just like so overpriced, like, and you're really not paying for quality. And I'm sure there are people that would argue with me for this or on this, but I feel like sometimes you're not necessarily paying for the quality of something, you're paying for the name brand. This next one comes from Heather Austin. I was really excited actually to see hers pop up on Emily's video because she's another YouTuber that I recently discovered because she did my bougie guru tag. And I've just fallen in love with her. Ever since I saw her first video, I just adore her, and I binged watched several of her videos that same day. Subscribed right away. I love her, and just a heads up, we are actually going to be doing a collab this month, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to link her video, her video of my bougie guru. I think that's what no, did she do that one or the not your average booty guru? I can't, she did one of my tags. Now I can't remember and I feel embarrassed for forgetting. Anyways, but I adore her. I'm going to link her video in her channel, check her out. But anyway, she had one and I really liked what she said. She said, I feel like my unpopular opinion is if someone wants to wear something, it's wearable. Rainbow eyes, minimal makeup, cut crease, bold lips, who cares what other people wear? Everyone should wear the looks they like, and there are no do's and don'ts in makeup. Amen, sister. Like, preach it, because I totally agree. I feel like the phrase wearable is so, it's so subjective. Like, I can't remember if there has been a time, I'm sure there has, like early on my channel, I may have said like, oh, this is an everyday wearable look, or this is like a wearable look, whatever. And I've tried to really get out of the habit of saying that because, and I'm not someone who takes offense. I don't take offense to this, but I in a way, I guess, can take offense because I'm just like, people will say, you know, really, like glitter is not wearable, or, you know, and I wear glitter all the time, or people say like bright colors are not wearable. And so there had been times where I feel like the makeup looks I do, like people don't like because they're not, you know, they're not wearable. And I've had comments where people like say, you know, that's really beautiful, but like, would you go grocery shopping in that? Or would you like wear that out? And my answer is yes, I actually did go grocery shopping in this. Like it is wearable because I'm wearing it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's totally fine if it's not wearable to you or to somebody else, but like saying like, oh, that's not wearable, it just in general is not really accurate. Say, well, it's not really wearable to me, you know, and that's totally fine. Everybody has different preferences, you know. And it's just funny because like, and I think Emily Noel said this too. I don't know if it was to this hot take or not, but she had said like, basically, no matter what you do on your channel, or even if you don't have a channel, just in real life, there's gonna be people judging you one way or the other. Because there's been times where like, I used to always really only do really colorful, outrageous looks. And I kind of shied away from that and started doing more neutral, natural, wearable looks because people were saying, well, you know, that's not wearable. I don't know where I would wear this to. And so I wanted to start providing more wearable looks for people to get inspiration for. And then I started getting people saying like, oh, your looks are boring. And like, you know what I mean? It's like you kind of can't win no matter what you do. You can't please everybody. And so I think for a long time I was trying to cater to everybody, and you just can't do that. And so now I kind of just try to do a little bit of everything, and it's really just what I feel like doing, what I'm in the mood for, and what I like. You know what I mean? I like a mix of everything. I love colorful looks. I love totally dramatic looks. I love glitter looks. And I also love really natural looks. I love wearing false lashes. I love wearing winged liner, but I also love just wearing mascara and no wing liner and really basic simple looks. And to me, it's all wearable. And I understand that like some things are maybe not work appropriate if that's what you want to consider, like, you know, it's not wearable because you can't wear it to work or something like that. And that's totally understandable. So like, then just don't do your makeup like that for work or whatever, but don't complain to somebody who's providing like a tutorial or like a review on something that's a little bit more outrageous than what you would wear. But at the same time, if it's a rainbow palette, they're probably going to create a rainbow look, you know. And if that's something that's not wearable to you, why are you even watching that video? Like, why are you watching that review? You know what I mean? I don't know, unless you just really enjoy their content and want to support them, and then that's great. But at the same time, well, then don't complain that their stuff's like not wearable. You know what I mean? I don't know. I could rabbit trail on this so much. This next one says, I'm more intrigued by brands who take their time to perfect and curate their collections than the ones who are constantly pushing out new items. I totally agree with this. And I know it seems like in Emily Noel's video, there were a few people who had kind of like back and forth opinions on this. Like, I think there was one where it said, and I don't think I screenshot that one, but it said like, you know, brands don't need to calm down, people just need to learn how to control their spending. And it's like, it's not that. I think for me, like, I've talked about this before and mentioned white noise brands. And it's funny because I loved it. Emily Noel had said it. She didn't call them white noise brands, but she said, sometimes it's so much it becomes like white noise. And that's exactly what I talked about when I talked about my video about white noise brands. Is the fact that when there are so many launches all the time, literally every single week, ColourPop, it becomes like white noise. You're so done, you're so over it. And that's not to say I don't like ColourPop. There's so much from ColourPop that I think is great. I have a lot of ColourPop items, well, not a lot, but I have a decent amount of ColourPop items that I like. I think they're a great brand. They have great quality and the price is really good. There's a reason why people love them. But it's hard to get excited about something when it's like the newness wears off within a week. I definitely miss the time when a brand would come out with something like maybe 3 times a year or 4 times a year, you know, once for every season. Because then you can get excited about it and actually have time to use that. It still feels new for a long time. You get a lot of use out of it, rather than like you get something and then the next week something new launches and you have that, something new launches and you have almost that FOMO. But it's not even about like controlling spending or anything like that. I just think it's about like, what happened to quality over quantity? Like, why is it there's so much quantity? Why am I not doing my makeup? I don't know. It really is it's just too much. And I agree, like she says, I'm more intrigued by brands who take their time to perfect and curate collections than ones who are constantly pushing out new items. It's like, I don't want to doubt that ColourPop has good quality. I think that their products are good quality, but really how much time are they putting into, how much thought are they putting into these collections? Like how much thought can be put into them when they are literally, and that's not an exaggeration, literally releasing, you know, every week. And they're not the only brand who does it, because they're like the biggest culprit that I can think of. And it's really cool when there's brands that, like, you know, don't release every week, and then when they do come out with something, you know, so much time was put into it, so much thought was put into it. At least that's what it seems like, you know what I mean? And you could just kind of appreciate that more. So I find that very much more intriguing as well. Not to say that ColourPop and other brands who release stuff all the time doesn't catch my attention, because they definitely catch my attention. I mean, how can they not? But like I said, it becomes like white noise. So you just don't hear it or see it anymore. You're just like, okay, another ColourPop release. Okay. The next one is this one's similar, I think. People say that they're over new launches and want to see more looks using old palettes, but then they don't watch. I love playing with old makeup, but no one watches relative to vids about new stuff. And this one is actually from another YouTuber, Bailey B. I love this too. I totally agree with her, being someone who is a YouTuber, obviously. You know, there is this desire from a lot of people who say, like, I'm so sick of everybody only making videos about the newest stuff and the newest launches. I want to see more old school YouTube and people using what's in their collection and things like that. But if you look at it, what videos are getting more views? It's the videos about the new products, because there's so much curiosity to the new products. And that's not to say that people don't watch the videos about old products, because I actually feel like a lot of both of them on my channel at least do pretty well. When I do a video where I'm specifically using older products, I feel like those actually do pretty well. But not as well as any time I do a video about a new release. There's just so much more interest in that. So people want to, you know, complain and see, they want to see more videos with old products, but they're not getting the views, and it can be very, very frustrating. And as a content creator, I don't want to say this is the only reason, the only thing you do, but if you want to be successful, you do want to create the videos and put together the videos that are going to get the views. Because it is so frustrating and disheartening to put so much time and effort into a video and then it doesn't get the views. And I don't want to say it's a waste of time, because if you enjoy creating the content, that's not a waste of time. But if it's not even appreciated, like there's not getting the views, it is very, very frustrating and disheartening, because that's a lot of time spent that you could have put into something else that's going to get more attention. And I think it would be nice to be able to make more videos where you can just use what you have and all that stuff. And there's definitely an audience for it, but it's just not as appreciated as the other videos, because people are so curious about the new launches and stuff. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. People want to complain that YouTubers aren't doing this and this and this, but the subscribers, the viewers aren't watching this and this and this. It's like you say you want this, but then you don't watch it. So it's really, really tough. And the same thing goes, and I think there might be another one in here about tutorials. I see some people who complain that YouTubers don't do tutorials anymore. I see that all the time, and I should probably save that thought for that hot take or whatever, but I'm just gonna say it now. People don't watch tutorials, and that's frustrating, because that used to be a big part of my channel was tutorials, and I felt like those just were not getting the views at all, and that is very frustrating, because tutorials are easy-ish, I guess you can say, to film and things like that, but they almost seem like a waste of time if people aren't watching them. So I kind of had to learn how to switch it up. So instead of just doing a single tutorial, now I make it like 3 tutorials in one video, because that seems to get more attention. I can't just do one simple tutorial and post it. People don't watch it. But if there's 3 looks, people might watch it. If I do like a palette bingo, people might watch it. If I do something that spices it up, people might watch it. If I do like a chit chat get ready with me, people will watch that, you know. But people don't just watch tutorials, and it's weird because people complain they want to see more tutorials, but then people don't watch them. So is that like considered a catch-22? I don't know if that's the actual proper term for it, but that seems like what it is. It's very, very frustrating as a creator, because there's these people want something, but then it doesn't, the numbers don't add up. It doesn't show that people really want that. Like if that's what you want, like show up and support the creators who are actually putting that content out. There's a reason why you don't see that anymore, because they're not getting the views. This next one says, I don't like the pressure to buy. People don't need every new release. And I kind of like what Emily Noel had said to this. She had said something to the effect of, well, who's that pressure coming from? Is it coming from the brands? Is it coming from influencers you are watching? Where is it coming from? And she had said, like, if it's coming from the brands, then simply like don't follow the brands. And if it's coming from influencers, then, you know, maybe switch up which influencers you are watching, which creators you are watching. There's so many out there with so much different kinds of content that I don't think you necessarily need to feel that pressure to buy. If there's an influencer you're watching, or several that you feel like every video you watch is them like really pushing for you to buy new content or new product, then, you know, maybe take a step back from those creators. Like, there are so many creators out there who are not just pushing products. There's many people who do anti-hauls, and that's a way to kind of rein yourself in. There's plenty of people who do like shop my stash videos. There's plenty of people who are on no buys and like do videos on that. There's so many content creators out there that you do not have to feel this pressure, from creators at least, to buy, because so many you can watch who will give you an alternative perspective, so you don't have to feel that FOMO and feel like you have to buy. Now for me, I feel like I have a good mix of stuff on my channel, because I do get a lot of PR. I am going to be showing new products on my channel. That's just part of my channel. It would be silly of me to waste the opportunity of receiving these new products and not talk about them or not use them. But I try my best, honestly, to always be honest with you guys and not just be like, oh my god, I love this, you need this, because it was sent to me for free. And there's many brands that still send me products very regularly. I can never say that word. Who I have not liked a lot of their products in the past, and have not been afraid to say, you know, I don't like these, and yet I still get products from them, and I think that's really awesome from the brand. Anyways, it's a whole nother spiel. So I try not to make you feel like you need to buy everything, even if I am getting it to review and share. There's obviously, like I mentioned earlier, an audience, a big audience for people who want to learn about the newest things. But I also am someone who likes to use old stuff. I try to make it pretty balanced. Like, I started doing shop my stash videos because, for one, it was requested, and for two, I really wanted to make an effort to use more of what I already had, because I don't like that feeling of FOMO, and I don't like that feeling of having to always get the newest things and only being able to use the newest things, because there's older stuff in my collection that I love and want to use, and I want to make an effort to use it, and I feel like you guys appreciate that content. So I do my shop my stash videos, and then concerning new products, products that maybe I don't get PR from, I like to do this video called Makeup I Want But Probably Won't Buy and Why. And those videos give me the opportunity to talk about new products and new releases without feeling like I have to buy them in order to talk about them. Because the thing is, not every new release interests me, and I actually am not someone who necessarily gets FOMO. Really, there are some things I may feel like I want, but I don't really get FOMO that bad. And I'm not someone who ever feels super pressured to buy something or get anything. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of very middle ground. I feel like I'm in pretty good control of like wants versus needs and not overspending. Like, I don't have a problem with that. I know a lot of people do though, so I'm not trying to be inconsiderate or anything. I'm just saying, but for me, I still wanted to be able to talk about some new products that kind of I want, but I probably won't buy. And not because I don't think they're good or like we don't need this. It's not an anti-haul. Like, I didn't want to do an anti-haul because it's not because I don't want them or because I think it's like a trash product or it's just too gimmicky. It's like they're products that I would want to buy, but for whatever reason I probably won't buy. And then you guys know that there are some times that some of the products I talk about I do end up buying, maybe later on when I can afford it, or it's just a better time for me to buy, or maybe it goes on sale, or maybe I just kind of give in because I really, really wanted it. But I like doing that because it helps me talk about products. It helps kind of get over the FOMO that we don't need all these things, but we can still say that they're good or they look really cool or they've intrigued us, but we just are not going to buy it. And there's nothing wrong with that. And again, I mentioned this in those videos, is that like I took this idea from, or took inspiration for this idea from Samantha March's Will I Buy It series. But the reason why, again, kind of similar to why I don't do anti-hauls, the reason why I never wanted to do like a Will I Buy It is because I feel like that kind of locks you in, like, okay, I'm going to buy this. When in reality, I knew most likely I probably wouldn't buy any of these things, or if I did, it would be such a small like portion of products I'd buy. My Will I Buy It videos would have been all like, I'm not going to buy it, because I don't buy makeup that often. I am still someone who's like a lot of you, to where I'm not super out of touch with the cost of makeup and how much like it is to spend, because if I didn't get PR, I will be completely honest with you, I probably would not buy this stuff. Not because I don't want it, but because I can't afford that. This is not my career. I am a mom of 3 young children, and we have a family to raise, and they are in sports and they're involved in activities. Children are expensive. I have 2 boys and they eat us out of house and home pretty much. So it's like, I would not be able to afford to keep up with buying all these new products. And so I couldn't sit there and say like, I'm going to buy this, you know, for the sake of my channel. And I know that if I were to be someone who did buy every new release, it would help my channel, because I know there's a lot of people who have started, you know, recently, who are newer channels, who grow like this because they are someone who's able to buy every single new release and put up new videos, and those new videos, new releases, like we talked about, get the most views, they get attention, and so they grow. And I know that would be helpful to me, but I cannot put myself into like debt just for YouTube, you know what I mean? And maybe in the long run it would be helpful, because I could be able to grow faster, gain a bigger audience maybe, and then maybe make a little bit more money from YouTube. But I just can't, you know, I just can't justify that, you know. I would love to be able to. But anyways, I just totally got off on a rabbit trail. What was even the question? Oh, I don't like the pressure to buy. People don't need every new release. So basically, I agree that people don't need you don't need every new release. Is it fun still to watch people talk about or review or use the new stuff? Absolutely. I find it very interesting and entertaining. But as far as pressure goes, I feel like there's a lot of channels who don't pressure. And if it is from the brands, then I think you just simply have to stop following brands. Like there was a time which I did resubscribe to the emails, but I had unsubscribed to like Sephora emails and unsubscribed to Ulta emails for a long time, because anytime there was like a sale or just whatever, I would feel like I wanted to buy. And I'm, like I said, I'm pretty good at not like totally giving in and like impulse buying or anything like that, but I felt more inclined to want to, like I was missing out, like, oh, I could get this because it's on sale, like this is the best time to buy, so I should buy it now, you know what I mean? So you kind of just have to, if you're feeling too much pressure from wherever it's coming from, take a step back. Find new content creators to watch, or unsubscribe and unfollow to the brands who are pushing out so much stuff. You know, it's really kind of up to you. Would it be nice if brands would slow down? Absolutely. I fully agree with that. But we kind of have to, you know, take steps to do what's best for ourselves. So, yeah. Unpopular opinion. Dewy skin is increasingly becoming greasy makeup. Blotting and using powders are not criminal activities. I love this one. I think it's funny. I don't necessarily agree that dewy skin is becoming greasy makeup. I mean, I think that's definitely just an opinion. I think dewy makeup looks really, really pretty. It's something that has intrigued me, but something that I've never been able to really achieve. And I'm someone with dry skin, so you would think I might appreciate or like dewy makeup, but I don't, because I don't want to touch my skin and feel makeup. I don't want to feel anything dewy. I don't want to feel, dewy is not natural to me. Not that overly dried is natural either, but I guess I have dry skin, so maybe that is more natural to me. But I like to be able to touch my skin, and my skin feels like skin. I don't have any residue on my hands or anything like that. And I think dewy skin looks pretty, but it also is kind of unrealistic at the same time. I have tried the dewy skin thing, and I just can't. I cannot. So yeah, for those who do it, I'm sure it's not just a greasy makeup thing. I think it's pretty. It's very youthful looking, but you could also achieve that same look with a highlighter. Yeah. All right, very unpopular opinion, I'm sure. Beauty gurus in general wear too much makeup. They look younger and more fresh when they tone it down, especially when they wear a full coverage foundation and it's absolutely not necessary for them. Agree and disagree. I don't think beauty gurus wear too much. I mean, there are some times where I feel like I see some, especially very, very young beauty YouTubers, some very young popular ones who have already perfect skin, and then they take on the full coverage foundation. It's like, you know, you don't need that, right? Like, so I get that. At the same time, we don't need any of this. Makeup is for fun. Makeup is an art. So that's kind of where I have a problem with saying like you don't need it, because we don't need any of this makeup stuff, but we do it because we enjoy it and it's fun. So anyways, and then also I just think also the idea of that beauty gurus in general wear too much makeup is just that, like, well, this is kind of like a lot of people's job, or like beauty is the hobby. So that's kind of the point, is you're using all this makeup because you're testing it out, you're showing it in action, you're reviewing it. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's kind of, again, another one of those things. It's like the catch-22, if I'm using that correctly, is like, you're a beauty guru or you're a beauty content creator, you're of course going to use a lot of makeup because that's what you do. You know, it's like, and then if you're someone who's watching and feels like it's too much makeup, you know, either watch someone else who's more of a natural makeup beauty guru, or less is more makeup beauty guru, or just tone it down for yourself. Because I watch people of all varieties of type of makeup, people who like full coverage foundation, people who like BB creams, you know what I mean? And you just work it and adjust it. Like if you're following a tutorial or something or getting advice, you tweak it to what your preference is. You don't have to do what somebody else is doing. You know what I mean? If you disagree with someone, either don't watch them or just do something different. I mean, so I don't think it's too much. And then they look younger, more fresh when they tone it down. I can agree to that. There's sometimes where I feel like I look really good. Like I feel so fierce when I have a full face of makeup and I'm fully chiseled and contoured. And there's something that just feels so empowering about that. But then there's also days where I wear just very, very minimal makeup and I just feel like I feel very youthful and fresh and just good as well. I think I can go both ways. But there are times where I feel like, yeah, you can look a little bit more fresh and young with a little bit more toned down makeup, but it's really just preference. Everybody has a different thought. Some people can completely disagree with this and be like, no, I think more makeup makes you look like younger. It just depends. Next one, Natasha is overrated. I won't buy from any company that takes the same 6 influencers on tropical trips. I'm tired of the cutesy makeup lines filling our market with glittery scented fads instead of quality. Urban Decay is 4 years overdue for a purple naked palette, and I'm genuinely confused why J-Star has his own makeup line but releases makeup under Morphe 2, and nothing makes me happier than the glowy skin, healthy makeup trends right now. Whew, that was a mouthful. Let me do some highlight and actually get some more makeup on my face for this one. So I've never tried Natasha Denona, so I can't agree or disagree if she's overrated, but from what I have heard, a lot of her makeup, a lot of people say like it's not worth the price. Like I've heard a lot of like negative things about her palettes, like being the shadows being too soft and breaking really easily, and for the price that they are, that shouldn't really be happening and things like that. And some people say, yeah, they're beautiful eyeshadows, they're great quality, but really are they $129 worth? No, you know what I mean? So I think based on other people's opinions of her palettes, then maybe I can agree. I know for myself I wouldn't buy them because that's too rich for my blood. So, any company that takes the same 6 influencers on a tropical trip. Oh, it won't buy from. I mean, I don't really care about that, so it's not. I'm whatever. I don't really care about I know people get up in arms about it, but I actually don't really care. I mean, I don't know what to say about influencer trips. I feel like I have such a moot point opinion, is that the thing about it, because I'm just like, it doesn't bother me one way or the other. The brands are going to do what they're going to want to do. I don't know if it's like a jealousy thing of people or just, it is, I mean, I will admit that it does get tiring when you are seeing the same 6 or so influencers constantly in the spotlight, because there are so many other very deserving creators. So it would be nice to see variety, but I'm not gonna like, I don't really care enough to be like, I'm not buying from this brand, you know what I mean? So whatever. But yeah, it can be annoying. I get that. I'm tired of the cutesy makeup lines filling our market with glittery scented fads instead of quality. I'm someone who loves glitter, so I don't know if I'm necessarily tired of that. I don't know if I'll ever get tired of glitter. Maybe one day I will. I don't know. Scented makeup products, I'm all for the scented. I mean, that's kind of what captures me. Maybe I just have a very much so youthful, immature heart. I don't know, but I'm up for like the scented stuff. That's what pulled me in. That's what made me buy this. That's what made me buy a Jeffree Star product, the Morphe, speaking of, because it's strawberry scented and I love the Morphe setting spray. So, I mean, the scented stuff kind of pulls me in. I mean, it sells, so obviously there's not enough people being upset about it that they're gonna stop. Urban Decay is 4 years overdue for a purple naked palette. I feel like they're overdue in general for everything. Like, I love Urban Decay. I get so much of their PR and I enjoy a lot of their products. Oh wow, I look like I've got a milk mustache here. That's an unpopular one. A lot of people don't like the highlight mustache. I do, but we don't want to go crazy. I was gonna say, Urban Decay, I think it's always late to the game. They are always late. Every time they come out with a palette, it's kind of like, isn't this trend over? Like, you know, this was so last season. Urban Decay, I feel like they march to the beat of their own drum. They don't necessarily care when things are releasing. They're gonna release in their own time. But yeah, I feel like they're always late to the game on things. But I don't know, a purple palette, that would be kind of cool. And it does seem like it would make sense for them, because I feel like, isn't Urban Decay like their main color focus is purple? That's like their color. If you think of Urban Decay, purple's the color of Urban Decay. So it is surprising they haven't come out with one, but that'd be cool. They should do like a grape palette. And then I'm genuinely confused why Jeffree Star has his own makeup line but releases makeup under Morphe too, and nothing makes me happier than glowy dewy skin, blah blah blah. I already talked about the glowy dewy skin. Let's talk about Jeffree Star. It is a little bit interesting that he is doing that, but I don't think it's totally that confusing. Like, obviously he has a big stake somehow in some way with Morphe, so it's just another way for him to make money. He knows he's not going to lose his own Jeffree Star devoted customers in doing this collab. It's only going to make him more money, and it's also going to bring more attention to Morphe and make Morphe more money, and that's really in the end what it's probably all about, even though Jeffree talks about it's not about the money and he doesn't do sponsorships and stuff like that. And he is rich enough to where, like, I can believe that it's not about the money, but that doesn't mean that just because you're rich you're not going to want to make more money. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So it seems silly and ridiculous, but he's not losing anything over it. So this one says, I love seasonal collections. Drugstores used to have them and now they don't. Luxury brands have remained. I miss my fall collections. I've purchased many fall collections as I can this year from Chanel, etc., but I miss drugstore fall collections. I'm someone who is not into limited edition collections. I actually can't stand limited edition collections. I know a lot of people like them, but I don't like anything that, like, you get and then can't get anymore, because then when you fall in love with it and maybe run out of it and you can't get it anymore, it's devastating. Also, it's hard to use something, especially as a creator, who when you know you want to use something but it's limited edition, people can't get it anymore. It's very frustrating, and so I'd say let's get rid of limited edition. Let's just focus on quality products that stay. How about that? That's my place. I've started looking for less popular YouTubers so that I can find tutorials again. A Get Ready With Me is not the same. And I kind of touched on this earlier. I mentioned someone else said something about the tutorials. And again, I think it's cool this girl started looking for less popular YouTubers so she can find tutorials. That's great. Yeah, like, there is such a huge beauty community. It's not just the same 5-6 people on YouTube. So yeah, broaden your horizon and look for creators who are doing what you're asking for. And again, like I said in the beginning, You know, people want tutorials, but then they're not watched. That's why you're seeing less and less of them, because they're not getting the views. And I think I also mentioned I've done other things instead of tutorials, like the palette bingos or the more than one tutorial in a video, or get ready with me, because those are what get views. Would I love to just film a quick, simple tutorial? Yes, but people don't watch them anymore. I've seen some people that would be like, you know, if someone's just putting on their makeup and doing a voiceover with music, I don't watch that. It's not personal. I want to see people talk through it and da-da-da-da and chat and create a connection, which I can kind of agree with that. I think that's nice. Creating a connection and chatting with your audience is amazing. I love doing that, but I also miss just being able to get on camera and film a quick tutorial and just make it a tutorial. But people don't watch those, so if you want to see something, go out and support it, please, because you're going to see less and less of it if people aren't watching it. That's why there's less of that. Not specifically beauty related, although many beauty content creators use it, the Like to Know It app. Why does everything have to be a sales pitch now or connected to earning money? I like your shirt, but I'm not going through an app to find out who makes it. I love this one so much, and I could not agree more. Not necessarily about the making money thing, because I use affiliate links and I link to products and stuff like that with affiliate links, because if I'm taking the time to tell you about it and link where you can find it on your own conveniently by clicking a link without you having to search it out and do a little bit more work, and I can earn a little bit of money on that, why not? But concerning the Like to Know It app, I find that app
so annoying.
I am not like that lazy to where, like, if someone said, oh, I got this shirt from Target, or I got this shirt from Forever 21 or whatever, like, that I couldn't just go over to Target website and look for the shirt. You know what I mean? If they had it conveniently linked in their bio, like, fine, I would probably click that link and stuff like that, because I don't mind using affiliate links and supporting other creators who use them. But if I have to, like, they can't even tag the brand, like the photo is literally the whole outfit, but it's like, if you want to know what I'm wearing, what brands they are, and where you can get them, download the Like to Know It app and then you could find it. It's like, why can't you just tag the brand? The fact that it's only like they won't even say the brands that they are because you have to actually go to the app to do it. It's like, I feel like you almost lose more business that way than just saying what it is. I so agree with that. That was a long tangent, I feel like, for that, but it is so, I so agree. The Like to Know It app is so annoying. Just tell me what brands you're wearing. I know I wasn't doing my face because I'm pretty much done with my makeup. I'm going to do my eyes for a different video, but I'm going to go ahead and do my brows as I finish up reading the rest of these things that I wanted to share. So, Emreezy is a better highlighter than Champagne Pop, and Morphe is the most annoying thing that has ever happened in the beauty community or beauty industry, and has taken away any credibility a lot of influencers had. I have Champagne Pop, but I don't have Emreezy, so I can't really compare those two. I think Champagne Pop is a nice highlighter, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite or anything, so, I mean, that comparison is kind of like, who cares? Unless she's really having some people argue with her about it. But as far as Morphe, I don't think they, like, ruined, is that what it said? It's the most annoying thing, and taken away credibility of a lot of influencers. Unfortunately, I don't necessarily think it's Morphe. I think it's just the influencers. I mean, it's really easy to, like, see that you can make easy money by pushing products and then going overboard with it. Like me, I actually do have a lot of affiliate codes. I've joined a lot of affiliate programs for brands that I love. And yeah, it would be smart of me to only use those brands, but am I going to do that? No, because it would get annoying. But I also understand that, like, if you do truly love something and you want to promote it all the time, then I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that. But I do agree that it feels like very forced and very fake and very obvious when it seems like an influencer is literally only making videos when there's a new release for this brand they have an affiliate with. You know what I mean? So I totally get that. But I don't think it necessarily ruins the credibility for... it's just those certain... You just have to know it's just the certain influencers. It's not all of them. But she does say just a lot of influencers, not all of them, so I don't know. Cut creases are cheesy looking. I disagree. I think cut creases are beautiful. I don't think they're obviously for everybody. I don't understand, why would they be cheesy looking? I don't get it. I think they're so pretty. I understand that, like, some people don't like them because they feel like they look super, like, unnatural, and especially at a certain angle, but I actually think at any angle, like, I've seen a lot of people with cut creases in person and it's just beautiful. Like, Yes, it's highly like false kind of, because you are making that fake cut and it's higher and it's usually very dramatic, but they're just beautiful to me. I think cut creases are stunning. And then this is the last one, perfect, so I can finish my brows. The YouTube community is horribly out of touch with everyday consumers of makeup. Instead of giving us practical advice on how to look better at your 9-to-5s, we get full glam tutorials which we will use maybe once a year. Emphasis on new versus used. Oh, and then, so this is a separate one. Emphasis on new versus use what you have. Okay, so I do have thoughts on this, quite a bit of thoughts on this. That the YouTube community is horribly out of touch with everyday consumer. I think that's a very, very broad general statement, and I think even Emily Noel had said that like her pet peeve is she doesn't like when the whole beauty community gets like grouped into like a certain thought about something, and I agree with that because it's not the whole YouTube beauty community. It's just a certain few who kind of do seem out of touch because they have gained so much popularity and gained so much money that they don't really understand anymore what it's like to struggle or not have money to buy every makeup release and things like that, and it does seem out of touch. But there are so many, myself included, as I talked about this earlier, because that I can't afford every release, so I'm not going to, who are not out of touch, who may still get like a lot of PR. I get a lot of PR, but I'm not out of touch with the fact that this costs money and you don't need everything. So I think there are some people who are out of touch, but the thing is, like I said before, this is a huge community, and if there's like a select few, say 10, 20 even, out of the thousands and thousands of creators, just don't watch those ones. I agree that they can be out of touch, but I've learned, and I've said this in other videos, that those influencers, to me, like I'll still watch them, and I don't always trust them, but I watch them more so as entertainment, and you have to take it for what it is. It's entertainment. If you don't trust them, that's fine. You don't have to trust them, you don't have to watch them, but understand like you can not trust somebody but still watch them for entertainment. Still watch them for maybe you enjoy their content or the tutorials they create or whatever it is, you know. But and then if you don't enjoy that content, like rather than complain, just find other people to watch, because this is a huge community and there are so many content creators out there who are not out of touch, who are very down to earth. And there's also really big influencers out there who are not out of touch. Like I think of Raw Beauty Christie, I think of Jessica Braun, I think is her name. She's a pretty big influencer and she seems very down to earth. And I'm sure there's others who are bigger influencers, but they're not out of touch with reality, and you know, are very, very real. So you just have to find the right people. Concerning instead of giving us practical advice about how to look better at our 9-to-5s, we get full glam tutorials, which we'll use maybe once a year. Okay, here's something I actually really have something to say about this. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine in a sense that people complain about glam tutorials, because I feel like, and this is just my own personal opinion about glam tutorials, is and this is why for a long time I actually did mostly glam tutorials, and then it wasn't until I realized there was even a desire for the more natural looking ones that I started them. But for me personally, the only tutorials that I prefer to watch are the ones that are more glam, the ones that are a little bit more out there, the ones where it's like, ooh, how do you do that? The ones that I can learn from. I prefer those more, because I feel like, why would I watch a tutorial on how to do a daytime easy quick look when I can look at it and be like, I know how to do that? I don't need to watch a tutorial for that, you know what I mean? So I feel like for me, for the longest time, I always thought like tutorials should be of things where you are learning something, and if you already know how to do like a 2 shadow look, like why would you watch a tutorial on that over and over again? You know what I mean? I feel like tutorials should be something more out there. You know, most people watch tutorials for like prom makeup and things like that, and yeah, it's only a once or twice a year thing, but it's something you're learning, and it can kind of get boring if it's more simple. That doesn't mean that there isn't a desire for that. So I know that's why I try to kind of include a little bit of both, because I know there's obviously still people who do want to see the more natural, easier looks. But that's also where it comes in why people usually do chatty videos, or they'll do some more element to it, because it's more entertaining than just sitting there watching someone apply a simple look that, you know, anybody can do in a sense. So that's how I feel about tutorials. And yeah, and if it's asking like for advice on like how to make your makeup look better at your 9 to 5, like that can be one spot where people can be a little bit out of touch, because there are a lot of YouTubers who this is their job, so they don't have a regular 9 to 5. So how are they gonna say like, this is how it looks better 9 to 5? So I mean, I don't know, like me personally, this YouTube is not my job either, but I do have a job outside of YouTube, but my job actually I get to work from home, so I don't like leave to an office somewhere. Like my home is my office and stuff like that, so I don't necessarily always have to look presentable. And so that's not like my thing, but I'm sure there are creators out there who do that. You just have to find them. So I guess that's what I have to say about that. I don't know if that really makes sense. But that's kind of like my thought on that. It's like, I just feel like some tutorials or stuff are going to be more dramatic because that's what you need a tutorial for. Otherwise it's more just like a get ready with me, you know, or something different. So I don't know. Like I said, again, I've said this over and over, is support the content you want to see created. You don't always have to follow the people who are not giving you what you want. Like if you don't like that content, don't watch it. Find the people who do and show support to them, because then they'll create more of it. But if they're not getting the support, it's hard to keep creating something that's not appreciated. And I'm probably sound like a broken record, but that's just the thing. That's where my heart is on that. And then the last one, emphasis is always on like new versus use what you have. And again, I already kind of talked about that throughout this video. I kind of try to do both, and I hope you guys see that and appreciate that. But anyways, feel free to leave me any of your constructive criticism, anything you'd like to see more of, anything you'd maybe like to see less of, but be kind, please. You have to also remember people are sharing also what they enjoy and what they love, and it may be different than what you enjoy and love, and so you just have to go out and find the creators who are creating stuff that is your, you know, what you love. You have to find the ones that are similar to your taste, because everybody's are different. So anyways, that was the last one that I had saved, and thankfully, because this was a long old video. So if you made it to the end, God bless you. You are the best. I give you a gold star and much love from me. But anyways, I do just want to thank you so much for watching, and until next time, much love and hugs to you. Bye, beauty babes. Mwah!